Hey everybody! Today's video I'm going to be talking about hotheads hair extensions. I already have a video on tape and hair extensions that I will be linking down below. It kind of goes more in depth of removal and how to apply them and everything like that. This video I really just want to focus on hotheads hair extensions and if I have been loving them or not. So I do have a training manual here. I'm just going to quickly go over what is in this manual because I did grab some information from this. The first page just kind of has what they are. And the second and third page are the client consultation steps, and then it goes through the application and also the removal. And then there are client do's and don'ts as well as stylist do's and don'ts, and then it goes over aftercare and then frequently asked questions, which like I said, I grabbed a few things from this section. And then the last page, it just has the average salon pricing, which I do not agree with or go by how they tell you to price because they're actually overcharging for the hair itself as well as the application for my specific area. So what I do for my salon in my area is I charge for the hair itself at cost that I get it, and then I charge $50 for application and $75 for the removal and reapplication. So a little about hotheads hair extensions. They are 100% Remy hair and they are Indian hair. And Remy, if you do not know, just means that the cuticle is going the same way that your natural hair grows. You're not going to be getting much tangling because the cuticle will all be going the same way. So if you do not have Remy hair and it's just regular human hair, that means more than likely that the cuticles are going to be switched and swapped around, meaning that tangling can happen because the cuticle is not just laying flat. There are some that will be going down, some will be going up, and that is what causes tangling and hair extensions. So here I just have their little swatches, and you can see that there are some dark browns, some lighter browns here, then it goes to blonde with the red shades there. And these ones are the ones that are 100% Indian Remy hair. And their fantasy shades are right here, and these ones are a blend of synthetic hair that is temperature safe as well as human hair blended in with this. There are 42 colors in the hair extension line right now that can be blended into 500 different shades. For example, right now I have 2 different shades and I will be showing you guys a clip of that, but I'll just quickly show you just on the swatches here. The blonde shade I have is number 20. So you can just see here it is a dirty blonde hair color. And the brown shade I have is a number 6, which closely matches what my natural is and what I have been wearing in my hair. So you can just see that blending these together, it does create just a really soft hair color. It doesn't look stripy or anything, which is, I was sort of worried about that. But right next to each other, you can see that the dark one is on the top and then the blonde one here on the bottom, and together they just make a really pretty blend. It wasn't too dark or too light because I wasn't wanting to go super dark. I still wanted some dimension in my hair, so that is what I have blended in my hair right now. I'm going to show this in the clip, but here is just one pack here. You can see that 20 pieces come in a pack, which creates 10 complete hair extensions because you do sandwich your hair in between. And then I got the texture of Body Wave, which does wave, slightly wavy, but you can definitely straighten it out as well as curl it. They have another one that is slightly textured, which is for more ethnic hair. So I got the number 20 here. This is just the color that it is, and the length that I got is the 10 to 12, which is the shortest length that they do have. So on the back here just has an application summary of how they recommend to apply, just a really quick version of what they have in the actual training manual itself. So if you see me looking down, it's because I do have notes in front of me so I don't forget anything. So like I mentioned, mine are 10 to 12 inches, and they consider this shoulder length when I call to order. So it goes right at boob level basically. I did not cut the length of these. I did cut layers into them, but this is the length that the 10 to 12 inch comes in. Basically it goes like a few inches or about an inch below my armpit. I know it's going to be different on everybody, but that is just a reference. And when I toss it all to the back, there is the length that it is in the back. So that is definitely not shoulder length in my opinion. Maybe they're going off of the layers, but that is the length that the 10 to 12 inch is. They also have 14 to 16 inch, 18 to 20 inch, and then 22 to 24 inch. So imagine if you were to get the longest length of 22 to 24 inch, that is double of what I have here. It would literally be sitting at your hips. And for pricing, obviously the shorter the hair, the cheaper it is, and then the longer the hair, the more expensive you're going to be spending. For me, I have super short hair naturally. This is my hair here. So it doesn't even quite touch my shoulders yet. And I have 2 packs in my hair, like I said. On average, they recommend 3 packs. That is just for the average normal hair. 4 packs if you have shorter layers or if your hair is thick, which I have shorter layers, but I have very fine hair. And for fine hair, they say that you can probably get away with only 2 packs, which I did. I could probably fit 3 in my hair if I really wanted extra volume, but my hair naturally, when it is close to this length, is only about this amount of thickness. And obviously, the more packs you get, the more expensive you're going to be spending, and I did not want to spend that much money on this hair. I think for me, 2 packs works out pretty well. I do have really short layers that it does make it hard to blend for styling. What I typically do on a normal day, if I'm not going to curl my hair like it is right now, all I do is just put it into a side braid right here, and then I will just bobby pin my shorter pieces that fall out, and that does seem to blend the hair pretty well. You can wear them straight. For me, since I do have shorter layers, it doesn't blend very nicely and it looks very choppy, which I do not like. So yes, you can wear them straight or wavy. That is just how I typically style my hair, is either in a braid or in loose curls. Speaking of braids, that reminds me, at night you do want to wear your hair in a loose braid just to avoid tangling, because when you are moving around it can definitely rough up the hair. So I do recommend wearing a braid when you are going to bed with these extensions in. So I did get 2 packs of tape tabs, 1 pack for each pack of hair that I got, and 60 individual tabs do come in those packs. That is for when you remove them, and reapply them is when you use those tape tabs. And these hair extensions can be worn for 8 to 10 weeks, just depending on how fast your hair grows, and then you get them removed and then reapplied. You can apply them 3 different times on average, so you can get them removed and reapplied 3 different times. By that time, the tab itself will start to have buildup from the tape already being there, and then it is time to get a new pack. And by that time, if you apply them 3 different times every 8 to 10 weeks, you've had them for about 6 months on average, and by that time the hair itself is probably not at its best condition, so that is what they recommend doing. Overall, I really do like Hothead's hair extensions. They have slight tangling, but if you just brush it a few times during the day, you should be fine. The main reason I get tangling is when I wear scarves or I'm wearing a coat or anything around my neck. It will get tangled at the nape, which I think is very common for hair extensions. In the summer, I didn't find that I had much to complain about, but now that it is getting to be very cold where I live, I have been wearing scarves and coats and everything, and that will tangle them, but as long as you just brush them out very gently, what I like to do is just hold it at the base, and then I'll start at the bottom and then begin to work my way up, and you can do that through the layers as well. Just grab small sections and work your way up as brushing. You will be completely fine, and I do recommend brushing them at least 2 or 3 times a day, at least in the morning when you get up before you style, and then before you go to bed. I recommend brushing them out just to get rid of any tangles. So I have gotten these extensions 2 different times. The first time I got 2 different blonde shades, and obviously this time I showed you the ones I got. I'm gonna go ahead and show you the first application of what I had gotten, the 2 different shades there, so you can just see. Those were also in the same length, and I did cut those ones shorter. If you go back in my videos from a few months back, those were the blonde extensions that I was wearing, and they just did not blend as well as I liked, so that's why this time around I did go a little bit darker, and I think it blends a whole lot better with my natural hair. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you those blonde extensions now, just so you can get a reference of what color those were to begin with. So you can see that they were rooted, which does cost a little bit more, and I actually found that the rooted ones I needed to make more ombre anyhow, so it was sort of pointless to even get. I did eventually color them, and I toned them a few different times, and they do recommend only going 2 shades darker than the hair extensions itself, and for as many times as I did color or tone them, I think they held up pretty well, but that does void the warranty if you do color them. So here I'm just going to show you the number 20 and number 6 that I got this time, how they looked in the pack, and then I will show you what the tape tabs look like, as well as the adhesive that I did get for removal this time. So you can see the difference that the blonde and the brunette shade I got this time and how well they actually just blend together. And I do recommend, if you have hair that is not just one solid color, definitely getting at least 2, maybe 3 different shades, depending on how many packs you need to blend the hair together. I think it just gives it more of a natural look, as opposed to if you have highlights and you just go and just get one specific color, it's not going to blend as well. So I recommend also taking the hair, and the end part of the hair is the hair that you want to match. You don't want to color match at the roots, you want to color match at the ends, because that is what hair is going to be blended in with the hair extensions. They recommend not washing hair every single day. I go every other day between this. Right now I'm working on 3rd day hair. I still have to wash my hair for the day, and that just helps so that the adhesive tape tab itself is not getting wet every single day, because that will sort of deteriorate the tape tab a little bit. These are waterlocked, they call them, or I think it's something like that, meaning that if you leave them for 48 hours before getting your hair wet, they should sandwich together very nicely and not loosen up. You do have to have your license to purchase Hotheadz hair extensions, so if you are a stylist that is interested, I would just recommend going to their website, and you can do an application form from there, or call and get an application form, and you have to send in your license and everything. And if you are a client looking to get Hotheadz hair extensions, I would recommend calling salons around you to see if that is something that they provide. I recommend Hotheadz hair extensions. Like I said, they are not perfect extensions, but I think there are cons to all extensions. What I like about them is they lay really flat. Like if you run your hand along the back of your hair, you can't even feel that they are in your head. And I have tried different hair extensions. I have a video on fusion extensions, and I've tried clip-ins, and those you can definitely feel, which I am not a fan of. So I do recommend these because they do feel very natural, and I guess I can show you what they look like in the head, although I do have a video on that I will be linking down below. But this is just one of them right here. So you can see that this is the tab here. My hair has grown out a little bit since I have applied it. And then your hair is just sandwiched between the 2 tabs here. So this is just my opinion on Hotheadz hair extensions. I do like them, like I said, and then just covering a few things that people would probably question about them. If you have any questions about these Hotheadz hair extensions that I probably did miss, go ahead and ask those down below. I am here to help, and I do like answering questions for you guys. So if you have not subscribed and want to see more videos from me, don't forget to do that. I hope this video was helpful. I hope you have an awesome day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.